Well, the storms in Germany also affected the weather and the sailing conditions in Kiel. In the morning, the races 4 and 5 of the Yellow Fleet in the 29er Euro Cup couldn't be brought to a finish and had to be abandoned. But in the afternoon, the 6th race on the Kieler Fjorde was brought over the stage, and now a recap of today's races. So the first race of the day in the 29er class, the left was favoured off the start line, but then there was actually more wind pressure on the right. But really it's very gusty winds, lots of wind shifts, but the French took the lead early on and didn't relinquish it all the way to the finish. If anything, they extended their lead even further. A good performance by the team Weidenbach and Kasper, who rounded the top mark in the midfield in 16th and then moved up to 5th with good manoeuvres, good boat speed and good strategy. So this shows what's possible here on the water today in these difficult conditions. If you work the clever strategy and the tactics, use the shifts, then it's possible to make gains. And here you can see the big lead off the French, who won the first race of the day. In the second race, just before the start, the wind shifts to the left, and no one recognises this as more than the Sash brothers, who start and get out to the front of the whole fleet on starboard with the right of way. And they are first to sail out to the right side. That gives them a good lead early on. They go a little bit too far to the left in the next stage, and the English pair, who also started on the left, did a little bit better and rounded the windward mark in front of them. But the Sash brothers gradually catch up on the downwind, and the wind goes and drops at the bottom of the course, and the English pair are able to pull away once again. In very light winds then, England's Glenn and Webb go round the right hand mark, the Sash brothers go round to the left, and there's a big split. Glenn and Webb try their luck on the right, the Sash brothers are on the left. But it doesn't change anything in the overall classification. The Brits are again just ahead at the mark, and they don't relinquish the lead. Glenn and Webb are the first to cross the line in these difficult conditions, and the Sash brothers are second after a really good race. Race 3, the left side had a slight advantage off our neutral start line. The Swedish team won the start, but the Sash brothers were good from the start. They started well and were first up the left side of the course. The wind was really quite up and down between 5 and 15 knots, but really it was a little bit of a replica of the previous race in that the Brits were out front, followed by the German brothers. At times it looked like the Germans might pass, but it was not to be, and the British went on to a comfortable win. At the leeward gate, the leading field first went round the left side and some of the others went round the right. The German team in particular, Geber and Gradel, went round the right buoy, made up a little bit of ground, but in the end the British team Grant and Webb won the race with a commanding lead at the end. Some good gusts, good shifts, great planing conditions for the 29ers, and a good win for the Brits. A solid second place for the German brothers. So another successful sailing day on the Kieler Woche is behind us, and for tomorrow the Ilka 6 fleet will be given their best on the media course. All the info, all the facts on kielerwoche.de.